Nice one, cool dudes. I am here at the end of Ryde Pier, the start of the Cool Dudes Trail. Yeah, that's right. I've only created my very own trail for you to do. It's 37.3 miles. I hope it will take 3 days. You get the train down to Portsmouth Harbour, which is over there in the clouds somewhere. The boat drops you off at Ryde Pier, and then immediately you're ready to start the walk. Good luck, everyone, especially me. Yes, cool dudes, it is a pretty long pier. Ryde Pier is the second longest pier in Britain after Southend. It's quite a nice length. I planned this walk using an app called Outdoor Active, and I plotted all the points of the route out, so hopefully it works. If you'd like to do this walk, then the route is on that app, and there'll be a link to the GPX file on the website cooldudes.walkingclub.com. And also available is the Cool Dudes Trail Pack, which includes a patch, yes a patch, a badge, a map of the Isle of Wight, some guide sheets telling you a bit more about the route, the facts, history, places to stay, things that could come in handy, and not forgetting the Spotter's Handbook. You can rack up quite a lot of points on this route, and maybe you could even try and beat the score that I'm going to get today and tomorrow and the next day. The sun is coming out, my friends, and this is Ryde Seafront. Ryde, of course, is the home to David Icke, who believes in giant lizards. So this is possibly the best place to spot them on the walk. I'm doing this walk in mid-August, so everywhere is open. But please bear in mind that many of the ice cream shops and places for food might be closed if you do it in the winter. Around 2 miles in, the boathouse is your first pub stop if you fancy a bit of refreshment or encouragement. According to the Outdoor Active app, there's 35 miles left, and I'm just approaching Seaview. Seaview is one of the most affluent places on the island, said to be 80% holiday homes. Keep an eye out for those on the walk. That is the Isle of Wight flag. Today's lunch, ham and cheese roll, prawn cocktail discos, Jordan's Fruisley, red berry bar and apple. Lunch report, prawn cocktail crisps, slightly too much flavour and a very disappointing amount of crisps. If you check out the tide times, there's an hour where you can get through from Priory Beach all the way to St Helens, but you have to be exactly within 1 hour of the tide, otherwise you'll get cut off. So it's probably best to take a detour up here. 3.5 miles of solid beach walking before heading inland. It's pretty good. Seaview has its own regatta every August, and one of the most popular games is the Greasy Pole. What sort of game would you have in your regatta? Please write below. I'll be very interested to hear them. The best I can think of for the Marek regatta, the raw sewage test, where you take a cup full of seawater and it's tested for how much sewage is in it. Everyone has to guess the nearest percentile. Whoever gets closest wins. The prize is they get to go for a swim immediately afterwards. The Priory Hotel. My favourite Priory Hotel story, which is one I've told before in the previous video, is that there was a secret tunnel from the hotel to the old monastery on the Dover. And after Henry VIII decided to kill all the monks, they hid all their treasure in the tunnel and it was never found. And the rumour was the American owner of the Priory Hotel got people to go and search for it, and then she found it all and got loads of money. So there you go. This might look like a boring path, but it's home to one of my favourite things on the island. And there it is, my friend, the fake radio mast tree. I would like to commend the poor person who had to paint all the fake bark all the way up that tree. An excellent job. Well done. Interesting artwork. All the birds enjoying another bird's backside. Here you can see, cool dudes, where during low tide this bit stretches quite far out, and a couple of times during the summer you can do the fort walk, which goes all the way up to that fort there. The reason the route's a big loop all the way down and around here is because there's a cool little art gallery that's worth checking out, which I really like. Anyway, let's have a quick look. I always try and buy a card or a postcard from every gallery to give them a bit of a hand, and I got some brilliant stuff in there. This stripy art by Suzanne Whitmarsh, and I'll be including one of these in the prize draw at the end. And I also got this pen, which is Isle of Wight mulberry, hand turned. This area is the Dover, a former golf course. Dover is spelled D-U-V-E-R, rhymes with the cover, and it's part of the Isle of Wight dialect, and it means an area of low-lying land that is sometimes inundated by water. This is a tricky bit of the walk where we're heading into Bembridge, but we're going to cut through to Bembridge Lagoons, which is a sort of bird sanctuary. You can probably rack up some good points in the spotter's guide here. Now the turn-off is very, very small. It's here, and it's opposite number 11. The elusive Isle of Wight sea eagle has been spotted on the marshes down here. I've seen photographers snapping away at it. You're not going to believe this, but the sea eagle was on a tree down there. Problem is, the lens on this camera is a wide lens, so you can't even see it at all other than a tiny black splodge. But, miracle of miracles, I've seen the sea eagle. And soon you emerge from the lagoon alongside Bembridge Harbour. If you retrace your steps, there's a cafe that goes out onto the pontoon there that does crab sandwiches, which is supposed to be good. I've never been. Coming into Bembridge now, there's the bus. That's where you'll get the bus back on the last day, that stop there. And that is where the walk will finish in 2 days' time. But we are going right and cutting inland, all the way through Brading, through Alveston, then down to Ventnor. As you emerge through this bit into Bembridge, the trail takes you right towards the Windmill, but a short distance left is the Old Village Inn, a great pub. Just down there, you can see it there. And then opposite that Old Village Inn is Woodford's, the butcher's, where you can get the greatest sausage roll of all time. Further down there, there's a co-op if you need anything. Bembridge Windmill, the end point to day one. Nice one, cool dudes. That is the first day over. 8.3 miles. It took me 4.5 hours. You can carry on going and find somewhere to camp in Brading or get an Airbnb there, or one in Bembridge. But I thought this is the best point for a half day's walking after you come off the boat. And you can go down the road to Whitecliff Holiday Park if you're camping and stay there. I'm going to have a look around the Windmill because it's open. And I'll see you very shortly at the beginning of day 2. Nice one. Nice one, cool dudes. It's the next morning. I very much enjoyed my trip to the Windmill yesterday. I learned some good facts. For example, a young lad called a nipper was paid 1 penny to put the sails on the Windmill. And also, back in 1811, a poor bloke called George Cook froze to death inside the Windmill and was found there one January morning. And my brother told me there were rumours that the sails were used as a sign for smugglers, and when they were pointed a certain way, it meant it was safe to bring stuff in. Anyway, it's time to start the walk. It's 16 miles today, a long day. I hope to end up at Ventnor Botanical Gardens. Let's get going. Outdoor Active tells me that there are 29.1 miles remaining. Those of you who have the Spotter's Handbook and want to play along and see how many points you can get for the entire walk, might be interested to know that I accumulated 55 in the first day. Pretty good. And you can only count each thing you see once for the entire walk. All right, that's the rules. Further on the walk, you'll come across a solitary oak tree. And underneath that tree, you'll find a rock that has no earthly business in an Isle of Wight hayfield. There's something buried under it that I want you to have. Nice one. Heading into Brading now. Brading, also known as Kingstown, one of the oldest villages. The old waxworks has been there since 1228, can you believe it? Sorry to interrupt the film called Dudes, but this is future Marek. What happened after this point is that I went on a route round Nunwell through a nice cornfield, and then I encountered a field where I got chased by cows before, and there was still livestock there. So I decided that I would go back and reroute the walk through another bit of Brading and over the downs, which turns out is much nicer. Anyway, I will leave you in the hands of future past Marek. Good luck. Thanks, future Marek. Right, let's carry on from where we left off on the trail, and then we'll get back in touch with past Marek. Back at the Wax Museum here, let's go into Brading. See, this is the Bugle Inn, where the boats used to come right up to here until all the harbour silted up and all the marshes got reclaimed. This is the infamous Brading bull ring. And there was bull baiting in that ring until 1835. They used to put pepper in the bull's nose to enrage it and then let dogs attack it because they thought that torturing the bull would make the meat more tender. The olden days, eh? And here up ahead is where you turn back onto the path. And I'll leave you in the capable hands of past Marek. Good luck, past Marek. I know you can do it. Thanks, future Marek. Now we're back on trail. And the new trail distance is this amount. Which is one of the prettiest villages on the island, and we're about to go along a cycle path for a couple of miles. Marek, why have you put a boring bit of straight pathway on the Cool Dudes trail? Well, I think you'll find it's not boring because you can see red squirrels on this trail apparently, and also I've seen adders here, the only time I've ever seen them in real life. And look at that, Cool Dudes. Why you've taken us along this 2.5 mile path, Marek, is because we're going to Godshill, the model village of all places. Oh yes, now you're talking. Lunch, ham and cheese sandwiches, Coke, salt and vinegar discos, pork pie, raisin, munch bar. Especially me. This is the world eating itself. The model village of the model village. Oh, congratulations. It's a lovely day for it. A drug deal going on around the back of the church. The guidebook has got some brilliant model village facts. It was first opened to the public in 1952. The model maker is called Helen Eggleton, and she's been making them for over 30 years. And they paint the models with marine paint because that survives the longest. I think that might be the clown from It. My new ambition is that one day they'll make a model of me doing my Cool Dudes Walking Club vlog in the model village. That'll be pretty cool, right? About 11 miles in to the second day, and according to my Outdoor Active app, we are about to begin the 768-foot ascent. The Cool Dudes Trail takes us up there, but let's go and have a look at this great arch first of all. Now it's time for this bit, to the Worsley Monument. Worstley Monument, more like. Oh. You know those hills in anxiety dreams that are so steep that you can't help but fall down them and they get steeper and steeper? That's this hill, but in real life. It'll be worth it when you get to the top. That's what parents say, isn't it? Awful parents. I'm not suggesting you wild camp, but you could potentially here. Good views to wake up to in the morning. Do you know what, cool dudes? As I get higher, I'm starting to agree with those parents. I might not be looking that cool with my hat, but I'm here at something actually less cool. The Worsley Monument, but the views are spectacular. Let's have a look at the Skyline app on Outdoor Active to see how far away everything else is. That's what we'll be finishing at Bembridge Harbour over there. Where's the pathway? Great, straight through the cows. I was doing my best not to separate the mother from its young when I was walking through those lot of cows. I think the fact I looked like a total idiot in my hat made them think I was not a threat whatsoever. When you get to the end of Stenbury Down, you turn left, and concealed about 10 yards along on the other side of the road is the path. So you come out there, you turn left, and it's here. Nice one, cool dudes. The end of day 2, 16.2 miles, 8 hours, 3 minutes. Pretty tired. Anyway, I'll see you back here tomorrow morning. Yes, it is the next day. My brother's dropped me off again at the Botanical Gardens. Thanks very much, cool dudes. And he told me that the Botanical Gardens used to be the site of an old tuberculosis hospital, which they built here because it gave them views of the sea and they thought the sea air was good for them. And when they pulled it down, they were going to build on this site hotels or something, but none of the builders would work here because they said it was all haunted. Pretty terrifying. Anyway, it's time to get going. As you can see on the Isle of Wight map, I am about here and I'm going to walk all the way to here. Who could ask for more detail than that? According to Outdoor Active, I've got 13.5 miles remaining. Pretty good. you've got to have your photo taken by the Ventnor sign. And I've just found out, if you're taking a photo on your phone and you want to get the whole of Ventnor in, you actually have to step off the cliff there. So it's just a ruse to try and kill tourists. There's an 11th century church at the top of these steps. You might well be thinking the same as me, which is, how did they make better buildings in the 11th century than they do in the 21st century? This bit round Bonchurch is pretty steep, but remember yesterday, it'll be worth it when you get to the top. A red squirrel. Look. Who could have asked for a better cool dudes trail? A sea eagle and the red squirrel on a 3-day walk. This is going to be pretty high point scoring. Bad news. Apley Cliff was so excited about being in the cool dudes walk that there was a landslip, so the path's closed. Hopefully they'll repair the stairs when they find out how great the cool dudes trail is. In the meantime, you can walk into Shanklin, and then just as you start going up the high street, turn right before the rock shop and go into Tower Gardens, and you can walk along there to the beach. A postcard of where you are is also worth 2 points in the Spotter's Handbook, and I bought this one from this shop here, and a nice chat with a lovely lady inside about doing Walk the Wight. And I'm going to send this to one of the members. I'll pick a number at random. Dear Cool Dudes 301, I'm writing to you from the 3rd day of walking the Cool Dudes Trail. Shanklin Beach is even emptier than on this postcard. Some people just recognised me. Well, I say recognised. They said, there's that bald bloke from that thing. Stay cool, Marek. There's Shanklin Arcade Cool Dudes, where I spent most of the summer of 1994, or maybe 95, with my friend Graham, who I worked at a hotel up the road with, and we basically gambled half our wages on fruit machines. Most of mine went on the Simpsons fruit machine. Don't tell my mum. Incidentally, Graham is Cool Dude 247. Nice one, Graham. If you fancy having a rest on Sandown Beach, or even go on some paddleboards or bikes, I highly recommend my friend Bruce's Sandown bike and beach hire. And Bruce, the man himself, is here with a couple of facts about Sandown.
All right, Marek, how's it going? Welcome to Western Beach in Sandown on a slightly strange day where we've had sunshine and showers. What you've got in the background here is the pier, the famous Sandown pier, built in the 1870s and then changed considerably in the 1970s and opened by Lord Mountbatten. And this theatre used to have people in like Bob Monkhouse, Norman Wisdom, Cilla Black, Jimmy Tarbuck, a host of famous names. It was a 1,000-seater theatre. And now, unfortunately, it has this very strange sort of dinosaur golf course in it and a whole load of slot machines. Back in the day, this beach, which I run, used to have about 1,500 deck chairs on it, and now we only have about 60. So it's a much more quieter, more sort of peaceful beach than it used to be.
Nice one. Cheers, Bruce.
Cheers, mate. Enjoy the rest of the walk.
Yes, I've treated myself to an ice cream from the Sundial Cafe. What flavour have I gone for? Rum and raisin. I wouldn't have dreamed of having this flavour when I was a kid, but now is my favourite flavour. So here's my question to you, viewers. What do you think is the best flavoured ice cream? I'll be very interested to hear what you have to say. I better start eating it. There's a nudist beach down there somewhere, although it looks like everyone's got clothes on at the moment. Maybe it gets going a bit later on. The best thing about the Cove Monument is that it's a sign there are only 4 miles left on the Cool Dudes Trail. Who's it a monument to? Lord Yarborough. And he was a a Commodore, and he had a ship called the Kestrel. And he was a strict disciplinarianist, and he even got the crew to sign a document volunteering to be flogged if there were any bouts of ill discipline. Yeah, I read that all on a sign back there. There were a lot of anti-aircraft defences in the Second World War around here. You can see the remains of some stuff down here. Just coming in to the end of this bit of the coastal path near Forelands Beach, and there are two options to go inland, which is on the map, but 9 times out of 10 you can walk all the way around to the finishing point along the beach, which is what I'm going to do. Yes. There's an actual real Great Dane on the beach. Amazing. The end is nigh. Or not nigh, in sight. The end is in sight. Nice one. The trail is complete. 37.5 miles, whatever it is, over 3 days. And I'm the very first person to do it, which is not difficult because I made the trail up. But anyway, I hope many of you try out the trail. Don't forget to get the patch and the map and the instructions and the badge. It's all here. Very, very good value. Thanks everyone who watched all the way through. The prize draw for memories is coming up next. I think I'm going to go and treat myself to the celebratory pint in the pilot boat. That's about it. Oh yeah, one more thing. Stay cool. All right, see you later. Bye. Yes, it is a nice t-shirt, isn't it? I think I might buy another one on the website. Anyway, the walk is complete. I scored 155 points. I think the fact I saw a red squirrel and a seagull and a Great Dane and a tall ship makes that a pretty unbeatable score. I would like to see if you could beat it, cool dudes. If you want to download that map, the best place to go is to outdooractive.com. You can get the app, you can put it on the website. It's free to get the app, and you can get more things on it if you pay a year subscription. I think it's about £26, £27, and you get money off if you use the code CoolDudes10F. I recommend it. I think it's a really good app, and I'll be reviewing it soon. Anyway, it's time for the prize draw. Before that, I should say, on YouTube, if you click the bell in the corner, the notification bell, it lets you know when the videos are released. I think I need to do that to try and get more people watching. The prize draw is going to be for 2 people today. The first one's going to be for all the members. Thank you very much to everyone who's joined. It really helps me out and basically pays to make all these videos, which has taken me about 3 weeks to do everything, 4 weeks for this one. And the second prize is going to be for the YouTube members who give me an amount every month, which really helps me out. So I thought I'd give them an extra prize. So let's have a look at the first prize, which is the Cool Dudes Trail stuff, plus a postcard that Turner did, well, he didn't do the postcard, of Bembridge Windmill. There are currently 626 members from the website and 64 members online, making a total of 690. Random number generator. Generate me a number. Generate 439. Congratulations, Cool Dude 439 Paul. I'll send that stuff to you, and for the second draw, I will number the YouTube members 1 to 64. Remember, you can join both ways, so all the YouTube members are in both parts of the draw. Random number generator. Generate me a number. Generate 11. The 11th person to join on YouTube was Ed. I'll send that back on its way to you. Nice one, cool dudes. Thanks for all your support. Thank you to everyone who's watched the videos and liked them and all that business. That's about it. Oh yeah, don't forget, stay cool.